Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. You're watching the Trading Phoenix, where I trade live every morning in my challenge account here through Funder Pro. Link in the description if you guys are looking for a really good prop firm. Funder Pro is who I use and who I've been using for probably the past 8 to 10 months. I've not passed any of their challenges yet. We're working on it, and I come on here live every day to show you guys exactly what that's like from start to finish. And once I become funded, I will continue to come on here live, and that way you guys can see all the payouts and everything from there forward. Full disclosure on this channel, no gimmicks, no shady cuts and edits and all that stuff. Complete full disclosure, honesty, you know, what's going through my mind every single day as I sit in front of these charts, trying to become funded, profitable, and a full-time trader. So welcome to the channel. Thank you for those of you that have subscribed already. The channel, again, continues to grow, and I'm super thankful. We still have about 98% of you that watch my content and are not subscribed. So I ask you, please, if you will, subscribe to the channel, and it will help us continue to deliver more and better content for you guys. Here we are at Market Open. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. It was a slow week last week for trading. I did not take any trades Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I am expecting volatility to continue this week because we do have some data that is being released all throughout this week, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So here we are, Market Open. Let's see what kind of movement we are going to get. Right. Again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed already. Those of you that follow me on my socials. I have Instagram and a TikTok account. And yeah, I appreciate all of you. I'm going to be joining X very soon also. Be filling content out there as well. So today we have some data that releases at 9:45, and then we also have data that releases at 10 a.m. Through Funder Pro. Through this particular challenge, they do have other funded accounts where you can trade or hold trade through news. This particular account that I have here, they have certain rules and certain news or data that you cannot hold trades through. So all this week actually is a bunch of them. So today I cannot be in a trade at 10 a.m. because of ISM manufacturing PMI. Those are usually, high impact to the market. So when you have something that's high impact to the market, they tend to set that as a rule for no trades across all accounts. They do have swing trading accounts, however, that are leveraged much lower, and you're able to hold your trades through the news if you have a swing trading account. So far we're getting some bullish movement here. If we go back to the 15-minute chart here, you can actually see how today, so far, even in previous sessions, has been slightly bullish. We are moving in an upward direction. We just broke highs of the day based on previous session. All right, so that's looking okay there. Just check here to see if we left any imbalances behind on the 15-minute chart here from previous sessions, and we have, but they've been eaten up already. So nothing really I can chart out for later. All right. I do have this area here that was left on Friday. Um, so we had this nice push up at the end of the day, this little rally here towards the end of the day that broke structure, broke previous highs of the day, and left behind an area of imbalance here. So this could be a possibility later, um, depending on what kind of movement, depending on what the data shows later today. We also, if we come back to the day chart, still have this area of imbalance left behind on the day chart. That could also be a target at some point this week, not necessarily today or tomorrow. If we continue our push up, this could be an area of interest here, um, to place some trades in. But we'll have to see how the day goes. We're going to talk about some crypto today. Over the weekend, Trump had announced, I don't know if it's a confirmation, but the idea of, which has been there's been some rumors going around about having a crypto, what do they call it? Storage, basically, where the U.S. government is going to buy certain cryptos to have as, I don't know, I guess to use as leverage. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP were mentioned. And so we had a big jump over the weekend in those particular uh, assets there. And when Bitcoin and Ethereum moved, then some of the altcoins obviously move also. So we'll talk about some of that later. A U.S. Reserve, that's what we're calling it, right? So here's an article here. We'll touch on that in a little bit. We'll talk about the U.S. crypto reserve that Trump is talking about, which is definitely adding some bullish vibes into the crypto industry, obviously, right? If the U.S. government is going to start buying up crypto, people are going to want to hop on that train there, right? Get in that train and ride with it, right? Let's see what else here. And then we'll look at those charts too for Bitcoin and Ethereum and see what they look like. Um, so we're gonna. I told you guys last week that I'm gonna start having some topics to talk about through the lives here, especially if nothing's going on in the market. So I did write a couple things down today. We got a couple articles to chat about. And then as other news pops up, we'll chat about that stuff too. But the crypto stuff is interesting. The U.S. finally getting involved in that is going to be a big push. A lot of countries around the world have already um, decided to bring crypto into their world of government. And now that the U.S. is talking about having a reserve of crypto, is pretty big news for the crypto industry. So we'll see how that plays out. Definitely had a big jump there. Look at this. Complete flip round here. All right. It's going to be choppy week again. Yeah, so volatility obviously is still increased. And I said that last week too before we even ended on Friday. I'm expecting there to be increased volatility all this week because of the numbers that we're waiting for. And we'll go through what we're waiting for this week later. But today is ISM manufacturing PMI. Um, and so these are important numbers. and they do have a high impact on the market. So let's see what we're working with here. We could possibly have an area of imbalance being left behind here, but these are, large movements with these candles here. And I just think that we're going to be getting some choppy movement again. So it is what it is, right? Sometimes the market moves. I don't want to say move slowly. Obviously, this is not slow movements, but what I mean by that is, we're not getting large movements, to the upside or to the downside. We're really kind of trading in this range, um, which doesn't allow for great entries and exits. At least not anything that's got good confirmation or you know, high probability of continuation in that movement, right? It's a lot of back and forth movement. So um, we could place a little area of imbalance here. This is a large one. I don't like them when they're this big because it leaves behind, um, big areas for your stop loss, right? So what ends up happening is the larger your downside is from where your buy-in and your stop loss is, the less RR you have, right? The less opportunity you have to make a good enough trade to get like a 2 to 1, let's say, right? So these end up being um, risky. If you're looking for a 1 to 1, you're better off with something like this. When you have these larger areas, try to grab a 1 to 1. If you get a 1 to 1, get out because the volatility will end up taking you out. So yeah, so this first 15-minute candle here is looking pretty strong to the downside. So we might be targeting this area of imbalance here, which would actually be okay with me. Right, it's a strong area of imbalance that was left behind last week, Friday. And then obviously it all depends on the numbers that we get. So at 9:45, we have S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. This is like a medium impact to the market. It could make some movements, some direction change or continuation. But the big one today is the ISM Manufacturing PMI. All right, what we're expecting is a 50.5. Prior was 50.9. So we'll see what we actually get here. Let's see what we got here. We can mark out our opening range, our 15-minute opening range, which will go from here down to here so far. Right. So this is the 15-minute area, it's basically your first 15-minute candle, right? So far, we still have a minute 30, right? So obviously this needs to be adjusted. We'll just wait for this to play out here. We'll adjust the 15-minute opening range and see what we get from there. Again, I'm not looking for anything crazy this week. I expect there to be high volatility throughout the week. We get data today, we get data Wednesday, and we get data Friday. So, and it's all important data. Um, and then Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday, there's important jobs data in there also. So all stuff that the Fed looks at pretty significantly. Uh, so the market's going to also pay attention. All right, we got about 30 seconds until we get our first piece of data here. We'll see how the market reacts to it. And again, that's the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. Yeah, da, da, da. This is already setting up to be a range, so this is what we're going to see here. Bottom of the range, we're going to get these, wicked movements back up to the top here, and then wicked movements back to, it's just volatility, and it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it except recognize it and be very, very, very cautious with your trades. All right, so S&P Global Manufacturing PMI forecast is 51.6. The prior was 51.2, and we got, come on, what's the number? Here's you're gonna have your wicked retracement back to the top here. Obviously, everything I say, right? That's just my evaluation here. It's not a prediction. It's just this is what I've seen before, and this is what it starts to look like. And then we trade in a range, right? Don't listen to or take anything that I say as advice. There's no financial advice here. It's for entertainment only. This is just me trading and me speaking out loud as to what I'm thinking about in my uh, weird head there, right? But I've seen this before, and it usually ends up being, this trading. And what ends up happening is as volatility increases, we may break highs here a little bit, but then we tumble back down and we break lows a little bit, and then we tumble, and it ends up being this range that just widens ever so slightly. But the problem with that is, if you set your stop losses below these lows here, you get this movement and it comes back down and takes out the stop losses and then moves back up. Same thing on the other side. People that want to short, their stop losses are above the highs, and price moves slightly above, takes out all those stop losses, and then you get this range trading that just takes stop losses and stop losses and stop losses. So you're better off in this kind of environment to stay out, stay cash, don't lose money. All right, I still don't have this number here. What's going on? All right, so we are getting price entering back into this area of imbalance here. Um, Again, you got to be super careful because this is a very risky move because we have this volatility. So you may want to take this short, and in normal cases, like yeah, that would be as long as you come in here and fill this imbalance, and then you respect and you get a nice bearish candle, whatever, right? Um, the problem is it's high volatility, so you get these large candles, large wicks that again take out stop losses and blah blah blah, right? So it's very, very, very risky in this kind of environment for trading. All right, so we talked about the data today. Let's talk about what kind of data we're looking for this week. So today we get the ISM manufacturing PMI. Um, Wednesday is the next big one. We have two things. We have ADP employment change. That's a very important number. Okay. And then we have ISM services PMI, high impact. All right. So those two things there on Wednesday, I can't trade during either one of them. Um, and then Thursday, we get our normal jobs data, which is continuing and initial jobless claims. Uh, we get some non-farm numbers, nothing else really too big there. And then Friday, we have a couple things here. We have non-farm payrolls. We have um, unemployment rate. Okay, so we have those two big things here, and the unemployment rate is your high impact for the day. Your non-farm payrolls are also high impact for the day, also. So those come out at 8:30 on Friday. Everything else this week is 10 a.m. I believe. Yeah, your ISM services PMI is at 10 a.m. Your ADP employment change, however, is at 8:15 a.m. Okay. So both today and Wednesday, I cannot be in a trade at 10 a.m. So at this point here, no matter what the market gives me, I can't step in because won't be able to hold the trade long enough to get out in time to make sure I don't fail my challenge or whatever. I don't even know if they actually fail you or if they just don't let you take the trade. I'm not sure how that works. I've never tried, and I'm not going to try today. Okay, getting a little bit more pushed to the downside. I'm okay with it as long as we pick a direction. We still oh, here we go. So we were expecting 51.6 for S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. Actual is 52.7, so a little bit better than expected. Average of finance. See how they read this. Maybe it's not better than expected. Yeah, might have misspoke there. This might be actually a little bit higher. A higher number might be bad news here, if I'm reading this right. All right. So in 7 minutes, we're going to get our high impact data for today, which is the ISM manufacturing PMI. Along with that, we're also getting ISM manufacturing employment, new orders, and prices. So we're getting a whole bunch of data there. But your high impact is your PMI, and we'll see how the market reacts. It would seem that the bears are still overall in control of the market so far. Um, Again, it's a lot of uncertainty and stuff still. We just got a new member in the Discord. Welcome, welcome. John, welcome. Glad to have you a part of the community. John H. Welcome to the community. Let's flip over back to the news. The Discord is growing nicely as well. Going to take some time. Super excited about the AI agent that we're going to implement into the Discord uh, soon. I'm not sure how soon. We're working on it, but it's gonna be cool. You're gonna be able to speak to it without using slash commands and stuff like that. It's gonna be very similar to ChatGPT or whatever. Well, you'll be able to go to a specific channel or do an at mention, um, type in a question or whatever, and it'll respond very similarly. And all of that will be right in the Discord, which would be nice. A lot of I'm learning a lot of stuff. It's interesting. It's gonna be pretty cool. Um, Hopefully, I can make it work, um, and we'll have an AI agent built right into the Discord that will be, you know, an expert in finance and trading, and um, I'm trying to fine tune it to have a little bit more expertise in the psychology side of trading also, so that because that's my main focus, especially for all of you guys, is the psychology side. um, so you'll be able to ask questions or whatever, um, to the AI agent about some psychology things, and it'll answer you as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're working on that currently. It's going to be different, but it's gonna be fun, and then you'll be able to ask anything, as far as, like, what's the price of whatever ticker, and it'll give it to you, and what's the, market sentiment, and things like that, a lot of the basic stuff, but then there's gonna be some other things in there as well. And then once that's up and running, we'll continue to work on it and make it, bigger and better, and, um, you know, be able to get a lot more out of it, so but that's coming down the pike. We're currently working on getting that built and testing it, and then we'll implement it, and it's gonna be in the Discord only, you know, for Discord members only, but that'll be fun. Alright, so prices entered this area of imbalance that was left behind on Friday. Again, I can't do anything for the next 5 minutes, and then we have data coming out in 2 minutes, the data for the day. Once this data comes out, at 10:02, I'm free and cleared to trade for the rest of the day, uh, but we'll see. A lot of times within those 2 minutes, the move had already begun, and entries are then left behind, and, it is what it is. When you join a prop firm, they have rules, and they have rules for a reason. I'm not saying that they're, there for no reason. Obviously, this particular prop firm, I can tell you that they definitely want people to be successful, and they set these rules so that people aren't blowing their accounts, you know. So I'm okay with it. Keeps me in check. So I'm all right with it. Let's play some music here, I guess. Nice, nice. Getting a little bounce out of this area here, which would be really, really nice to take a trade on, but I can't. All right. We have now about 30 seconds until we get this data. Again, ISM manufacturing PMI is the one we're looking at. High impact to the market. We're expecting a 50.5. Let's see what we get. 30 seconds. All right. Here we go. Market reaction. Initial market reaction. No bueno. Let's get these numbers. Show me the numbers. ISM manufacturing PMI 50.3. So, I mean, really kind of at expectation, really. ISM manufacturing employment 47.6. The prior was 50.3. New orders 48.6. The prior is 55.1. So those are lower. ISM manufacturing prices have increased 62.4. The forecast was 56.2. That's a pretty decent increase in prices for ISM manufacturing. So I have to wait until 10:02 before I can place a trade here. Let's let the market play out what it's going to play out here. We are so far respecting this area of imbalance here. And I'm not upset with this setup here. Let's see if we come back down here, though. But this might actually turn out to be maybe, possibly, perhaps, yeah, maybe a little trade back up. Let's see. All right. Waiting for this candle here to play out and finish. We got a little spike in the VVIX here, which, again, to be expected. Right? All right, so now I am safe to make a trade here. So obviously we're going to wait for our strategy to play out if it does, and we'll take a trade based on that, right? We're not going to just hop in and make some willy-nilly trades here. All right. So let the market digest these numbers a little bit, see what it wants to do here. See if we're going to get some support here in this area of imbalance, or if we're going to continue to push to the downside again. Could go either way here, honestly. Yeah, we're really not showing any signs of anything yet. It's not a bad candle there. See, the problem here is if I wanted to play this out of this area here, a stop loss is pretty far, but you know what? That might be what we get today. I don't know. Gotta find some different music. We really haven't. Yeah. Um, let's see here. If I were to give us plenty of room here, and we targeted this area of imbalance here, say like halfway. Yeah, we get a 1.5 to 1 there if we get in somewhere around here. It's not terrible on a day like today. It's not terrible. I kind of got a little decrease in volume down here too, so I don't know. It's not much volume for the buyers here. I don't know if I'm convinced that we're going to continue to the upside here. I like that one. It's not bad. Did we break that? Nope, we just touched it. There's your move. Yeah, we might be going back up, but now we're a little late. We missed our entry. Missed our entry there. It's okay. To be honest with you, I'd rather not force anything again in this volatile market. You know, I sleep way better not trading in a day than losing. So, right, I'm in no rush. I don't have to force anything. Yeah, I don't know here. I'm not. It's not super convincing that we're going to be moving back to the upside here. You know, so like this is not looking nice. If I was in this trade already, I'd be worried now. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't get in yet. Right, this is definitely not looking good for long position. Okay, well this candle has to finish first, and we still got about 5 minutes in here. So let's see. Might just be early. Might just be too early to get in yet. Let's let this finish um, here. Let's let this candle play out We got about 5.5 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to play out. Maybe we'll get some consolidation in this area of imbalance here, and then we'll get our move, whether that be to the upside or the downside. Who knows? We also have our trend line here that we keep dancing around. But we are, if you look at this held the area of imbalance. You have your trend line here that you basically bounced off of also at the same time, right? So this could be a good place to enter for a long, but obviously we're not ready for that yet. We got to let this play out a little bit longer and, you know, maybe let some consolidation happen in here. Who knows? But let's wait it out a little bit and see what comes of it. It might just be too early to get in here. Let's see how this candle finishes here. This is a nice bullish candle. It came in a little bit deeper. But again, we're still in a volatile market, so you know what? Let's take a look at some of the higher time frames here. Big bearish candle on the 1 hour. So are we retracing or are we just going to continue to the downside? I don't know. We're still overall downward trend here. You see what the 4 hour looks like. Same thing on the 4 hour. But again, what we did is we filled this imbalance. Even on the 4 hour here, you can see that we left an imbalance here, which we filled. The 1 hour is the same thing, right? So you have a 4 hour, a 1 hour, and the 15-minute chart area of imbalance that was left behind on Friday. So this could be a good play back to the upside. We just have to, we got to time it right. And we got to make sure we're going to get confirmation. Getting some bullishness here. We're getting a little increase in volume here too on these two candles. That was nice. We got 2 minutes left here, a minute and a half left here for this 15-minute candle to close. So why don't we wait? Why don't we wait for this 15-minute to close and see what it looks like from there? I like that we're getting some consolidation within this area of imbalance. All right, last candle here for this 15-minute. Hmm. Let's see where we land here. All right, so we closed here. That's like an indecision candle there, huh? Not the greatest. Let's see what else we get here. I'm not convinced really in either direction yet. We might still have some downside. We'll see. Volatility is still increasing also, so yeah, we might still have some downside. So if we are looking for more downside, let's see if we break this area of imbalance and the trend line here again, where are we headed? Hmm. I don't think the market knows where it wants to go. I don't think even the market knows where it wants to go. We are getting some support here. Hmm. Some increased volume. Not much movement though on these. That could be building. I don't know. We could still be looking okay here. Mhm. Anyway, so over the weekend, some more news came out about the crypto summit that the White House is going to be holding, which is the first one ever. And with that news also came out the some more talk about the U.S. creating a reserve of crypto, of certain crypto assets. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP is one of them. So we got a little jump in crypto over the weekend. Okay. I want to take this back to the upside. I just don't know that it has enough to do it. At least to continue. I very much dislike trading in high volatility. Not a bad push there. I like the way that looks. Okay. So strong push out of this area here. Strong close. Obviously, an entry up here is not feasible. I have to either wait for a little pullback or look for another area of imbalance left behind on the way up, and then target this area here. But this is just too much of a, we're looking at a 1-to-1 here, which honestly for me in this particular market right now is not worth the trade. So, mhm. If we can come back here and bounce again, this might be a better place. If we get, a pullback into this area of imbalance left behind now, then obviously you can see I can move my stop loss up much closer and then target um, this area of imbalance here. But we got to get a retracement into this area here, and it has to hold. Would still be very risky because the volatility is so high. But let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Kind of the same thing. Back above 90,000. So let's see if 90,000 holds, right? Not bad. Same kind of look for Ethereum. Yeah, I don't know. So here's the thing for me is the overall trend is still down. I don't think that we have enough um, buying power, let's say. I don't think the bulls have enough over the bears to continue a move to the upside here. I think I'd rather look for short positions here. You know, let this retrace, do what it's going to do, and maybe look for a short. I think in this particular market, with the volatility being so high, and we are in a downtrend here on the day, at least for New York session, I think that's the safer play is to look for shorts. Yeah. So I'm not going to risk taking this long here. Could possibly be a target area here. So this is another one here, but I would use this as an inverse. If we came back into this smaller box here, you know, you could, and when we pushed below it, you could use this as an inverse fair value gap to continue a move to the downside. I think taking a trade to the upside right now, anyway, is just too risky for my liking, right? Obviously, y'all do what you want to do. This is not financial advice. You guys have your own risk assessments and everything. Let's see. We got one of our members posted, one of our Discord members posted a trade they took today. So what are we looking at here? This is the 1 hour chart. Okay. Took this to the downside. Okay. If I'm looking at this right here. First gap trade today. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. So waiting to see if we have enough bull power here to continue to the upside. There we go. We're starting to pick up a little momentum. Hey, yeah, it's not bad. All right. Maybe we are going to get a reversal here. Maybe we are. Let's see if we can break this little swing high here. If we can break that, then we might be looking at a reversal here. Maybe we do have some upside. All right. Let's see what happens. Nice little article there. The FCC chair says U.S. will defend interests of its tech giants as European rules stoke tension. Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of tension between this country and pretty much every other country right now. But you know what? I'm glad that somebody's finally sticking up for us. Trump initiates global crypto race with the strategic U.S. reserve. It's big news. Big news. So um, the currencies that were announced, okay, for this reserve that they're talking about is Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. Cardana. Um, yeah. So it's big news, you know, big news for the crypto industry. Mm. We basically ran down, I didn't even see this too, should have been paying more attention to highs of Friday. That's where we were. It might have made a little bit more confirmation for me there too. So, but again, we're still in a downtrend for the day. There's no confirmation of that reversing yet. Let's see here. Are we targeting anything above there? So, I don't know. We pushed up close, but we didn't quite make it there yet. This area means nothing anymore. Mm. I would imagine some of the tech stocks would start to move up on that article there. The FCC chair says U.S. will defend interests of its tech giants, right, in Europe, because Europe's suing a bunch of them for, whatever. Federal communication against excessive European regulation as he urged for a level of fair playing field. Yeah. So a lot of these European countries here are suing our tech giants over, freedom of speech kind of stuff. All right, is there a lot of wheeling and dealing between countries going on here? And that's why we have this volatility in this. Mm, 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 mm. At the end of the day, the U.S. does have the strongest economy, no matter how you want to look at it. And we do have a little upper hand uh, in this game here of tariffs and lawsuits and everything else. We could rely on ourselves if we really wanted to. We don't need, trade with other countries. It's better, right, for the world economy. It's better, um, and you don't want to be that country that doesn't play well with others, right? So you kind of have to you have to walk a fine line here. But for the longest time, the US has been tariffed on everything that we export, and we don't tariff anything that comes in. Not to mention, we give money to all of these other countries for support as well, right? And then being, a part of NATO, we are the ones that takes care of all of the problems around the world also. So it is a a little unfair and it's a little off balance. And I think that this is a good thing that we're trying to even the playing field. If all these other countries want to be on the same level, they should participate just as much as we do, as far as money and everything else goes, right? So, and if they're going to tariff us on our exports, then why would it not be, fair or equal to do the same thing to them, right? Hmm. So even this trade here that I was looking at before, right? I was looking at possibly taking this long back up to this area of imbalance here, which really, by the time we would have gotten in, which probably would have been here if I was being aggressive, would have yielded just about um I think we were like looking at a 1.5 to 1, right? So not even a 2 to 1 trade. And it looked nice coming out of here, but we didn't even make it, right? So we didn't even make a 1 to 1 here. And we're already starting to see signs of weakness again, back to the downside. So again, for a moment there, I had this feeling of like, oh, I missed this trade, right? I should be more aggressive. But then watching this play out, you know, it's like, well, maybe I made the right choice here, right? And even if I didn't make the right choice and this does end up moving up here, this is like we're in this trade for a while now. And the longer you're in the trade, the more susceptible you are to risk, right? And yeah, I don't really like that. We could also just consolidate now in between these two areas of imbalance, which would really suck. So at the end of the day, I got to trust my strategy and I got to trust my view on the market. Um, you know, we are still in some uncertain times, and the market is showing that with increased volatility. We have more data coming out this week. We had some mixed data this morning. All of that stuff uh, plays into your decision making. Don't let it, you know, overcomplicate things. But I guess to simplify here would be like, market open was here for the New York session, and we ran to the downside. So overall, for today, New York session, this is still a downtrend. We really not have, in my opinion, and for me, right, made a complete reversal yet. You can still draw a downward trend line here. So, um, I guess what I'm trying to say is like I'm not mad that I didn't end up taking this trade. Hmm. So we will continue to wait. I will continue to watch. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a better um, market structure in the afternoon session here, which is kind of honestly, it's been that way for the past week or two. The afternoon session kind of gives you a little bit of a better structure to make entries in, and it moves a little slower also, but you know, it is what it is. Um, yeah. I always try to look back too and see, did I miss anything? Was there something that I could have gotten into? Um, just to continue to grow and make myself better as a trader, right? And I don't see anything really that I could have used for my strategy that would have gotten me a clean entry, one way or another. So this area of imbalance here is based on the 15-minute chart, and you could, lock it in a little closer by drawing this one here, which is based on the 1-minute chart. But at the end of the day, you want price to come in and fill just about half of the 15-minute gap there, right? and then respect it and continue to the downside. So honestly, like that still might be a play today for me. If we move up into this area of imbalance here, and we get respect here, and then get a nice bearish sign to the downside, this might be a nice trade for the day. It might take a little bit to get there. We are slowly moving to the upside, although we're not making higher highs here yet. But hmm, tis what it is. Yeah. Well, let's let this do what it's going to do here. Let's just I just wanted to take a look at the Bitcoin chart, like on the day chart here, just so we can take a look at see what's happening here. Um, we have a resistance now here, which the price pushed back up to, um, and is now looking like it's getting rejected. We had a nice move up over the weekend, though, which was this move here. All right, what's this? March 1st was Saturday, March 2nd, Sunday here, and this was based on that news that we got, especially yesterday. The crypto summit, and then I believe yesterday was when that article came out about the confirmation, I guess, of having a crypto reserve, which really pushed prices up. But is that enough to continue back up to the upside? Um, I think this 90,000 level here is going to be pretty key to see if we can hold that and then continue up to the upside, maybe. Um, if it doesn't hold, then I don't know. Yeah, that's a little quick um, chart analysis there. We kind of have rolled over here. You can see on the day chart, uh, and we are still in a downtrend here. I mean, overall, not a downtrend, right? On the bigger picture, but a lot of uncertainty still. So, NASDAQ, same thing here. We still are respecting this trend line that's 2 years strong. Um, so could go either way. It really could. And I guess, again, this week we got a bunch of data coming out, so it could change things one way or another based on that data that we get. Let's see. Yeah, we're still not getting enough push to the upside here for me to be convinced that, again, we're getting uh, an upside move here now, right? Yeah. If institutions are still, bearish as well, we get that sell off in the beginning of the day, and then we get another sell off in the afternoon, which has happened a couple times last week already. And when you get the sell off in the beginning and the end of the day, that shows institutional selling, right? That's big money moving out. To be quite honest with you, I don't know that there's anything as of right now to really stop that from continuing to happen. So Still a lot of uncertainty in the world, right? Um, a lot of stuff going on with Ukraine now, and that deal kind of fell through, and then now all of Europe is backing uh, Vladimir Zelensky there, and so now there's this tension between all of Europe and the U.S. And then the U.S. and Ukraine, and so there's a lot of economical things happening right now that are still adding a lot of uncertainty into the market. So the overall picture, I think, here is still, we got some downside still, and if not downside, then sideways trading, you know. So I think that's that. We really have nothing going on here. Maybe some consolidation in between these areas here, which is blah. All right. So, anyway, I think that's going to be it for me today, everyone. Again, thank you for watching. Appreciate you all. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I would ask please subscribe to the channel. It's about 98% of you that watch my content that aren't subscribed. So please help out the channel. Subscribe. If you guys are interested in joining my Discord community, link is in the description below for that also. That's also free. Um, so join the community. Everything is growing at a very nice pace. The Discord community is growing as well. So let's continue to grow. Let's continue to back each other and support each other, and we all become successful, and we help others do the same thing on our way. So that's what I'm here for. Again, you guys watch me live trade in my challenge account. It's live. There's no edits, no cuts, no nothing. You see everything on my screen there, my balance, my P&L. Full disclosure here. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm not trying to, I'm this, winning trader and blah, 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 buy my stuff. No. I will eventually have a course out that I'm building. But that's, my goal is to help people. I've struggled through this in the past 3 years, and I, have found that if I had the right tools and if there were other things available out there, um, I could have been successful much sooner. So my goal is just to be able to put that out there to help others become as successful quicker, right? And to not have to follow the same path that I followed, unfortunately, and am still trying, to become a full-time trader here. So that's my goal. I want to help people do that while I'm doing it at the same time. And no tricks or gimmicks here. Um, just honesty and again, just looking to help others. I believe this is the best job in the world, and not because you can make a shit ton of money in it, but because it provides freedom, complete freedom, right? And that's what I'm looking for, and I know that's what a lot of you are looking for. So that's why I'm here. Let's build a community together. Let's become successful together, and let's continue to help others do the same thing. All right. With that being said, everyone, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.